today I'm going to be sharing with you what is on my phone. This has been so requested, especially after I posted this photo on Instagram. I was overwhelmed with the requests. I think I got like 5 maybe. They weren't even requests, they were demands, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna meet those demands. I'm gonna step up to the table. The table is probably like this high. So here I am doing this video for those 5 people and also for myself because I really enjoy watching these videos. Starting off, this is my phone. It is an iPhone 6 64GB white and gold one. Honestly, choosing between the white and gold and the white and silver was probably the toughest life decision I've ever had to make. I'm such an indecisive person. I felt so bad for the people that are working at Apple. Really sorry. And the case I have on it at the moment is from Sportscale. It's this really cool like clear frosted colour. I don't know, I thought it was really cool and it's nice and protective. Protection is key. One of my favourite quotes is, "Don't be silly, put it on your willy." Don't be silly, put your iPhone in a case, otherwise you'll drop it and it will crack and you will cry. I also got this really cool matte screen protector just to give it some extra protection. It's like wearing 2 condoms. Starting off, this is my lock screen. Very beautiful, very artistic, very chic. I like to keep things pretty simple, especially when it comes to wallpapers. I just got this one from Coco PPA, and then I have this really cool little Touch ID feature, which is literally my favourite thing ever. It's so cool, it's so futuristic, I love it. So this is my homepage. Up the top I have a bunch of pre-installed apps that I actually use. So I have calendar, clock, calculator, iTunes Store, App Store, settings. I then have Google Chrome, which I use instead of Safari. I just prefer it. I then have Photos, Evernote, which I use instead of Notes or Reminders. Again, I just prefer it. Ooh, it's a little sneak peek of some video ideas. Thanks Nellie Cornish for liking my Instagram photo, God bless. I then have Google Maps, which again I use instead of the pre-installed app. With this I can look up like bus timetables and bus routes, and there's like pictures. It's really handy if I want to use public transport. I then have Mail, which I may or may not have 5,973 unread messages. It's a problem, I'm aware. I have 2 emails, so it's combined, but it's unacceptable. I need to sort my shit out. I then have the weather app. It is currently 24 degrees here in Adelaide. Exciting times. The weather is looking mighty fine for the rest of the week. The weather is on point. And then scrolling across, I have the weather for Toronto because I'm going there in a couple months, so I like to keep track of it. I've just come to terms with the fact that I'm gonna look like a walking, talking marshmallow like 95% of the time I'm there, and I've learnt to accept it. So that's that. And I also have the weather for London, which is my hometown, repping it. And then I also have the weather for Tucson, which is where my grandparents live in America. Americano. I then have Snapchat. If you'd like to add me on Snapchat, it's just smileycitrus. I then have Facebook, Twitter. If you'd like to add me on Twitter, it's just smileycitrus. What can I say? I'm really creative when it comes to usernames. I also have Instagram, which Instagram is my one true love. I live for Instagram. So if you'd like to follow me, again, it's just smileycitrus. Gets kind of repetitive. I love Instagram. As you can see, I'm starting to change up my theme a little bit. I'm not doing the whole white border thing. Nuh-uh, honey. New phone, new me. And new Instagram feed. I then have YouTube, Classic, Combank, so I can keep track of my money or my lack of money, especially after buying this device. Oh my god. The day I bought this, I just came home and looked at my bank account and I just cried. I cried real tears. It was a sad moment in my life, and then I just woke up and I saw this and I was like, it's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a beautiful phone. So I've learned to embrace it. And then I also have Pages, which is linked to my Facebook page. If you'd like to like me on Facebook, like me, link will be down below. I'm trying to start using this a lot more, so check it out. And then down the bottom I have Phone, Music, which I don't have a whole lot of songs on here. I think I have like 68. One more and we could have made some really immature, inappropriate jokes. Darn it. Then I have Messages with 5 unread messages. What can I say? The people love me. And then of course I have the camera. Gotta have easy access to that. Gotta take those beautiful selfies. And then on the second page I have Pocket Expense, which I use to keep track of my finances. I then have Elevate, which tests your intelligence, I guess. It's meant to improve like your reading and your writing, your mathematics and communication and your response. That's the word. It's obviously not helping. It just does like fun mind games. I don't know, I enjoy it. Then I have a bunch of folders. This first one has a little pool emoji. These are all the pre-installed apps that I rarely, if ever, use. So I have like voice memos, Compass, Stocks, Newsstand, Game Center, iBooks, the list goes on. Then in the second folder I have lifestyle. In here I have BuzzFeed, which is one of my favorites for looking at like cool, quirky articles. I then have daily horoscopes, my Vodafone so I can keep, oh, hello. so I can keep track of my data usage. I then have Adelaide Independent Taxis, which is my go-to, especially when I'm out and about with friends or I'm at a party and I don't have a lift home. I will just book a taxi. It's very handy. I also have TV and movie guides, T-Box remote so I can control the T-Box from my phone. It's so enjoyable. I then have Event Cinemas, Sleep Cycle, which I just downloaded, My Data Manager, which is another data managing app. I'm just really paranoid about using all my internet. What? Don't touch me. Don't! Stop!
I've got that app, Find My iPhone. Find iPhone. Or Find.
It's just Find iPhone. You just find your way to bed, please. Then on the second page I have Clue, which just looking at it you would have no clue that it's a period tracking app. Who would have guessed it, honestly, and I just enjoy doing this. I also have a real estate app because one of my many guilty pleasures is looking at houses and apartments that I will probably never ever live in. I don't know, I just enjoy it. So that's that. I also have Seek Jobs, always looking to further the career. A 7-minute workout, which I don't really use, as you can tell. Dub Smash, which I love. Oh my god, I just choked on air. Where was I? Baby Names, which, oh my gosh, which is another one of my guilty pleasures. This is like a confession video, honestly. It's also really handy if you play Sims. This video makes me seem like such a sad human being. I'm 18 years old and I love real estate, names, and I play Sims. Basically my life. Then I have Find iPhone, Coco PPA, which is where I get all of my wallpapers from. It has so many. It's also really good if you're into customizing your icons. I used to do it a lot on my old phone, but since I've got this one, I'm kind of like, I want to keep it simple. But if you're into that and you want it to look all pretty and like wholesome's not the right word. That brain training app is just not doing it. There's some really cool ones, there's some really tacky ones. You just kind of have to have a search around. So that is that. And then I also have HD wallpapers in case I want to spice things up. Moving on to the next folder, this one is shopping. Let's go shopping! I have PayPal, eBay, Medibank, which isn't really shopping, but let's not be technical now. I also have the 2015 Fringe app, so I can look at like shows. I have Etsy, ASOS, and Amazon. In the next folder, this is all of my music related stuff. So I have Spotify, which is my go-to, my holy grail. Honestly, what would I do without Spotify? I then have Shazam, which definitely comes in handy if I'm out and about and I hear a song that I like and I'm like, ooh, that would be perfect in a video. I can just Shazam it and find out what it is. I then have SoundCloud, which I really only use if I want to hear like remixes or some originals. And then I also have a remote. This is my absolute favorite app. Stuff Instagram, stuff Snapchat, this is where it's at. I can control my iTunes library from my phone. This is so handy, especially when I'm getting ready and I'm going back and forth between my bedroom and my bathroom. I'll have my iTunes blasting and sometimes I'm in the bathroom and I'm like, not really feeling this song, and I can just skip it.
All the attraction, the tension, don't you see, baby, this is perfection.
Hey girl, I can see your body moving and it's driving me crazy.
You get the idea. So I love that. In the next folder I have all of my games. So I have Crossy Road, which is so addictive, Minion Rush, the Kardashian game, Cooking Fever, Game of Life, Piano Tiles, Temple Run, Just Dance Now, Candy Crush, Sonic Dash, and Radical. The next folder is called Photography, so in here I have all of the apps that I use to edit my photos on Instagram. I have Avery, which I only use for one thing and one thing only, and that is to change the sharpness of photos. It makes it so much more sharper and clearer. It makes it look like I took it on like a DSLR camera when in reality I took it on my phone. I have Afterlight, which I really don't use that often. VSCO Cam, this is one app that I use all the time. It's the holy grail of all editing apps, let me tell you. This just has a bunch of filters. One of my favorites is T1. You can change like the intensity of it. I also really like the filters HB1 and HB2. I also use this app to play with the settings like the exposure. Oh, hello. Let's turn that down a little bit. The contrast, the temperature even, if you want to make it a little bit more warmer toned or cooler toned. The possibilities are endless. So I love that. I then have Instasize, which I don't use anymore since I don't do the whole like white border thing. I also have Pic Lab, which I just downloaded this, so I have yet to use it, but you can do some really cool stuff with this. Where have you been all my life? And then the last app in this folder is called Moldiv. It just has a bunch of like collage options. Again, you can do some pretty funky stuff with this. Moving on to the next folder, this one's called socials. I have all my social media that I don't use as often. I have Creator Studio for YouTube, Tumblr, Pinterest, Facebook Messenger, Skype, Goodreads, Tinder, because I'm desperate. What can I say? I don't think I'm not even logged in. I then have Yik Yak, which is a really awesome app if you're in America, because it's really popular in America, especially at colleges. Basically, it's just an anonymous board where you can post your own opinions and thoughts, just stupid little like comments and observations, and it's people from your area. I then have The Hunt. I also have Buffer, which is where you can schedule like social media posts. Snap Up, which is awesome if you want to upload pictures from your camera roll onto Snapchat. The next folder is called Food. In here I have Urban Spoon for like cafe and restaurant reviews. I have Boost Juice, Hungry Jack, repping it, and Cross Pizza, oh my god. Stuffed Domino's, Stuffed Pizza Hut, this is where it's at. One of my personal favourites is their upper crust pizza, in particular the pulled pork and slaw. Oh my god, so good. It's my favourite pizza ever. The last folder I have is travel. In here I have Passbook, Packpoint, which like pre-generates packing lists for you, which is really handy. You can select how many nights you're staying for, where you're going. Let's say we're going to Adelaide, not that you would want to come here. What activities I'll be up to. Let's say it's like a Valentine's Day getaway. I might be doing some photography. I'll be chilling out at the beach, maybe doing some baby making, and then you have a whole list of pre-generated things that you might need, and you can edit it and add your own things. It's really quite convenient. I also have the Virgin in-flight entertainment app, and then last but not least I have Uber, which I have yet to use. Everyone raves about it, but then I've also heard some horror stories and I'm a little bit nervous, so I'm saving that for an adventure. And that is everything on my phone. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below letting me know what some of your favorite apps are, because I'm always looking to try out new things, add a little spice to my life. What can I say? I'm really adventurous. Also make sure to check out all my social media links down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! I use this every day now, and before I use it I just put it under some cold running water. It expands, which is so magical. The first time I did it I was in complete and utter awe. I was like, I feel like I'm watching a Pokemon evolve or something. It was crazy.